Hello and welcome to finally another chess video. I'm FIDE Master Ingvar Jóhannesson from Iceland, and this is a position I got from the Facebook wall of Grandmaster Alexander Babrin from Ireland. Now, he has been born in the Soviet Union. He has been living in Ireland for most of his chess playing career. Ireland #1. Got the pleasure to play him once in Bunratty Masters 2008. Which was incidentally one of my best tournaments, where I finished joint third behind Peter Svidler and Alexander Babrin, beating Grandmaster Williams, finishing ahead of Gawain Jones. But that was a long time ago, but nonetheless fond memories. Now, Babrin ran a online newsletter, Chess Today, for a while, and he has been posting problems from these newsletters, very interesting tactics. And this is one of them which I just saw on his Facebook wall. And yeah, he doesn't post the solutions immediately, so I'm going to have some fun trying to solve them, and maybe you can as well. But here it's black to move. The black pieces were controlled by Maya Lomineishvili against a 2100 opponent, a high 2100. And here white is up a pawn, an extra pawn. And if white were to get the pieces out, this is the problem, development. So if white could face development and get something like this, then everything is protected and fine. And it would just be an extra pawn for white. But black has the move, so is there a way to take advantage of the lack of development, and maybe are there some problems with the king? There's something going on here, and maybe some vulnerability on the diagonal and on the back rank. So every time we solve a tactic, and I will link to the video where I talk about forcing moves, how to find tactics in chess, and the best way to do that is to look at checks, captures, and threats. And that's the first thing that we're going to do here for black. Look at the forcing moves, and that's what you should do in chess usually. And if you find the forcing move, in the tactics possibly you usually find the solution. And the most violent moves to think about here are bishop takes b2 and queen takes d1. Queen d2 we can pretty much dismiss immediately. White can safely take with the king or the rook. Probably the rook is better. But let's have a look at the other moves. Bishop takes b2. Okay, if king takes, then the queen takes on d1. So we have to take with the queen. Ideally we should look at this in our head when we try to solve. So bishop takes b2. I guess the queen has to take. And there doesn't seem to be much more. But having said that, I think I actually might have solved it, but let's look at the other move, because we kind of have to do that to understand the other one. The other move is queen takes d1. King takes d1. We continue to look at the forcing moves, and that's checks, captures, threats. And we have check, rook a to d8. That's a more natural move. We bring the other rook into the game, not the rook e to d8, so we control the e and the d files. So the king goes to c1, the other rook goes to e1, and it's checkmate. Let's have a look. Queen takes d1, king takes, rook a to d8 check, and that's mate on the back rank. So white should rather play queen d3, saving the mate. We take, and then we take this, and this is probably a slightly better ending for black. We can make a pass pawn on the queen side. And well, if we find nothing else, then we would go for this. But having just figured out that it was only the queen that could interpose on d3, we actually find the solution by going back to bishop takes b2. And when thinking about bishop b2, we should have kind of exhausted that move, but I wanted to look at the other one first to illustrate that sometimes we go back and forth. But if we had continued the calculation here, queen takes b2, and continued looking at the forcing moves. The forcing move is queen takes d1, king takes again, check, rook a d8, check, and now you see that the queen can't go to d3 anymore because it had to take here. So now we see the solution. Queen takes d1, king takes d1, rook a to d8, check, and now to save the mate you have to interpose the queen, but you can't do it on d3 like before, you have to do it on d4. And we can actually continue the forcing line. That's another check. King here, another check. King has to go here, and checks, captures, threats. What's a threat here? Rook d to d1. Winning this guy, but we were already up winning material, but I think this is the solution. So I will continue looking at these. These tend to be interesting problems, so I'll try to solve some of these to get back on track, post some videos, and hopefully we'll add some other types of videos to go along with it, and you can try to solve along with me. But yeah, thanks for watching, and hopefully see you soon in another chess video. Bye bye.